They were clapping for you.
Oh, why, thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh, there's a new sound here, and I don't know. I don't want to listen to it. Maybe we'll listen to it at the end.
Yeah, it sounds like the same old sounds to me.
I expected to hear Jeff chuckling at that one. Oh, there he is. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Perfectly Acceptable Podcast. Were you looking on your hands there, Roman, for traces of Jeffrey?
No, I wiped my hand because I did one of those, and then I had to wipe the spit off my finger.
Nice. I thought you were looking for Jeff because this week Jeff is not here. If you're watching on the live stream, maybe you can tell that Jeff, I think maybe got guested on an episode of Cops is what that looks like. He's all pixelated out like he's the wiener of a person getting arrested on a network television show.
Real Cops in Bellingham.
Real Cops in Bellingham. This is Comics Place Presents. Comics Place Presents is the oh gosh, what does he say? I'm lost without this guy, Roman.
I know. The premier comic shop in
Premier
Washington?
Comics podcast from the cradle of civilization in Bellingham, Washington.
Yeah.
I'm Django, and I'll be your Jeff today.
And I'm Roman. I guess I'll be your Django today.
Oh, cool.
I guess.
All right. I'll allow it. I will allow it.
Sweet.
Just as long as we don't change our names on the screen, because that would confuse me quite a bit.
Yeah. No.
See
our name on the screen.
Yeah. This is a pretty cool week of comics. Not a ton of big number ones, but some cool comics, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. But meanwhile, Roman, a thing that we usually talk about before we start these podcasts is what did you have for lunch? So what did you have for lunch today? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, I'm just trying to remember because
all the people watch.
Yeah. Because I was at the museum today. I think I just kind of scavenged and grazed today in our catering kitchen. So I had some really cheap guacamole flavored tortilla chips. Had some crackers. Had some carrots and broccoli. Just kind of like grazing. Put a few things together. Not really a whole lunch.
Okay. So just all right. And that's enough for you
to get through a 5-hour shift. Sure.
That's right. It's a comics podcast, people. And it wouldn't be a Comics Place Perfectly Acceptable podcast without a message from our friend and your friend, Will effin Elmer. Oh, it's coming out of the wrong spot. Hang on. I got to turn a thing off.
I hate that when things come out of the wrong spot.
Oh, Roman. That's why we keep you here, is because you have things coming out of the wrong spot all the time.
Hello and happy episode number 427.
Yeah.
My friends. I've missed a week or two here. I've missed you guys. I did see you for Free Comic Book Day. It was a big hit, Free Comic Book Day. Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm also behind on the podcast a week or two, so maybe you guys have talked about the meteoric rise that is Dungeon Crawler Carl. What is something? This is something. Let me back up here. I'm getting into it already. I had no idea that this thing existed until not too long ago. My friend Sergi, shout out Sergi, told me about this book. He loved it. My wife has read it. Now it's everywhere. I see it everywhere. They're making TV shows. They're making graphic novels. But it made me wonder, what's something that was completely off of your guys' radar? And then all of a sudden, as soon as it was on your radar, it was everywhere. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks, Will. We love your turnips also.
Yeah. Best turnips around.
Gosh, that's a pretty good question. What's something that wasn't on our radar? And then as soon as we started paying, really anything I say out loud, my phone puts on my radar pretty quickly through social media.
Yeah. I can't really think of any comic related thing, but Heated Rivalry comes to mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would put Drops of God in that camp also recently.
What's Drops of God?
It's a TV show about I think it's a brother and sister whose dad dies and leaves them a winery, and one of them's a wine snob and one of them's not, and they have to do like a wine tasting competition to see who gets the inheritance. I think.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I think that's what it is, and it's based on a manga. And after I heard about it the first time and was like, wow, that's like a comic I don't know anything about. It sounds interesting enough that it would have stuck. Like, that's a weird concept for a comic book, right?
Yeah.
Seems like it would have stuck in my head brain if I'd heard of it. But then I heard about the movie or the TV show, and then it just was showing up everywhere for me. Gosh, yeah. What else? Elden Ring. I feel like I hear a lot about Elden. Well, no, that's just Jeff talking about Elden Ring.
That's just Jeff. Yeah. I don't know. There's got to be a ton of stuff, and I can't think of things.
Okay, fair enough.
Heated rivalry.
Well, thanks for calling, Will. Thanks for texting a voicemail to us, and you can also do that. You can send it to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. That'll get straight to Jeff, and he will normally read it out loud here, unless he's not here, unless he's being hauled off to the paddy wagon on his very special episode of Cops, as you can see here on the screen.
They put him in the hooskow.
Man, I feel bad for doing all these visual jokes for the bulk of our audience who doesn't watch this. So maybe we should just start talking about comics instead. What do you think, Roman?
Sure. Should we warn people? We will spoil some comics.
I plan on it.
Yeah. So if you haven't read them yet and you don't want spoilers, I guess tune out when we get to an issue you don't want spoiled.
Yeah. Mute us. Take a guess. Like I'll on one of my favorite podcasts, and we're not being paid to say The Weekly Planet. They have timestamps in the descriptions, but their automated ads mess the timestamps up, so you can't trust them. So I just when there's a segment I don't want to hear, I skip ahead by like 30 seconds at a time until I think probably they're not talking about the episodes of The Boys I haven't heard yet. Sometimes it works and sometimes it's terrible. Anyway, Absolute Batman number 20. Roman, before we get into the, I guess, review or discussion about this issue, did you hear about the kerfuffle having to do with this issue?
Oh no! There's a bat kerfuffle?
There's a bat kerfuffle, an absolute kerfuffle this week. These comics and a handful of other comics got shipped out with damage.
That kerfuffle. Tiny little kerfuffle.
that little kerfuffle on the side of the comic that meant that most issues of this and Barbara Gordon Breakout and maybe Fury of Firestorm, a couple others, got sent out to retailers with printing damage on the spine. And that's been an interesting thing to watch. It's made me really glad that I work in comics after having worked in a bindery at a print shop and on the press at a print shop and in the computer graphic design section of a print shop, because I mean, this stuff happens. It's just a misalignment or something can ruin an entire print run. One time they got so tired of me messing up things on the printer and in the bindery that they sent me, they like exiled me to the computer room where I was doing graphic design, and I misspelled lawnmower, and they printed like 3,000 business cards on specialty paper in a rush job that we're advertising this lawnmower service. So stuff happens, but DC is going to make good here. They're helping retailers defray some of the costs, and they're sending out some second prints for replacements. So if you feel like you weren't able to read your copy of Absolute Batman 20, featuring the first appearance of it's not Kaiju Robins, but it's almost Kaiju fighting Robins.
Mecha Robins.
Mecha Robins. Let us know at the shop and we'll get you a replacement copy for your slightly damaged one. Roman, what'd you think of this issue?
I've been trying to see. Luckily, our copies weren't very damaged. I just right at this angle, I can see a little tiny like fold or nick.
Yeah, I got like 2 little nicks in mine, but who knows what's from me and what's from them.
Yeah. Well, again, another great issue. I really like this one. I like most of the issues. Kind of a pretty terrifying issue in a lot of ways with the oh god, this version of it's such a body horror, disgusting version of the Joker.
No, that first spread there with him sitting on a throne of babies plugged into him so that he can get sustenance is really, really horrifying.
Yeah, and I was a little confused. Is he in the Batcave or has he got his own like version of the Batcave somewhere?
I think he has Wayne Manor in this universe.
Okay, because
I'm pretty sure that's something we learned, or something really close to Wayne Manor.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember like when we last saw this character what's going on with his background.
Yeah. That opening scene, and that's really all we get from him in this, right?
Yeah.
It's just him kind of cackling in his Joker cave and like really gross baby stuff, which is super cool. And then we've got like, I don't think this is the first appearance of the Riddler, but it's cool Riddler stuff. It's Scarecrow, who seemingly just disappears from a prison cell, right? And I'd like to know the magic behind that.
Yeah. Does he disappear? I guess he does, yeah.
Maybe he just fades into the background, but it looked like he walked through the wall or something. And that's while Bruce is trying to chat with Joe Chill in his prison cell. And then Bruce escapes from the prison and he ends up having to fight all these Mecha Robins, which made me think of Roman because you like giant dudes.
so
giant robo dudes. You like giant robots with little dudes inside them. I don't know the best way to say what you like, Roman.
Oh, any of those can cover it. But yeah, they're mech Robins. All of our Tim Drake and Stephanie. Oh my gosh, I forgot her last name. Stephanie Brown. Thank you. All of our usual Robins, except they're not being acrobatic in little pixie boots or anything. They're all got their own big old mechs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm waiting to see if all these mechs combine into one like huge Voltron type mech. But
oh man, okay. What would you call that? What would you call the Voltron Robin?
Oh man,
Voltron Robin.
Yeah,
Carrie Kelly. Maybe they combine into one big giant Carrie Kelly.
One giant Carrie Kelly. Ultra Kelly mech.
Do you think that there's some like? Is there a law in DC? Does Frank Miller own Carrie Kelly and he won't let them use her?
I never thought of it actually. I did because I figured all DC owns. I just assumed they own all of that story, but maybe not.
But I've never seen Carrie Kelly get time transported to another place. Every once in a while we visit that universe and I don't think we see her. She's probably my favorite Robin, maybe just because nobody's written her poorly.
Yeah, you're right. She never shows up like in any of the multiverse, alternate reality countdowns or anything like that.
Yeah.
Huh. We should ask Frank Miller.
Okay, I'll ask him next time I see him. Last time I saw him, he was going to a little convenience store in San Diego. I was on the escalator and he was on the ground floor, and didn't have a chance to hang out with him, I'm afraid.
Should have yelled at him from the escalator. Hey,
Frank! How come Carrie Kelly's not in everything?
And he's all like, "Oh shit, duck it in."
This issue is crazy. It almost feels like the last handful of issues of Absolute Batman have been sort of like hurtling towards the end of the series because we've killed, like, spoiler alert, big spoiler alerts. We've killed Joe Chill. we killed Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Right. Did Bruce's mom get killed?
I don't remember. Did she?
At the very
she
least,
survive?
she's revealed as a member of the Court of the Owls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It just seems like we're accelerating, like the record's spinning faster, and we're getting closer to the part where everything sucks. Brian Garside just helped us, and he says she's just with the Talons. Thanks, Brian. Also, your avatar there doesn't look like I imagine you when I hang out with you. So, very good. Very well done. Yeah. What else? What else can we say about this issue?
Man, I love the conversation that Bruce has with Joe Kill. Joe Kill, geez. Joe Chill.
Kinda.
and Scarecrow in there. And how Bruce just is so easily Bruce is so easily baited by him. As soon as he mentions his mom being with the Court of Owls, he just lunges at him and of course gets himself stabbed. And he's like, Bruce, you idiot. Jeez.
Right. And if I was going to get stabbed anywhere, that would be really low on my list of places I want to be stabbed, like just near your armpit, in your arm. No thanks.
Yeah, but it was a nice reminder that, okay, this isn't our Bruce Wayne. He's much more emotional and reactionary.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I think I mentioned before, I just really like how the sequence before that when Killer Croc and Riddler are talking, and Penguin. And I just love the way they're setting up Batman's rogues gallery, the fact they were all his ex-friends, and the way they're slowly coming back together and making plans. And is this the first appearance maybe of Absolute Two-Face there in the background? He has no lines.
Oh, it might be.
But
yeah, I don't think we've seen Riddler in this outfit either. I just noticed that the top of his helmet is a question mark, which is awesome.
Oh, it is. Wow, cool. Yeah, I didn't notice that either. Yeah. I mean, this Riddler, he looks kind of like Elric of Melnibone, the fantasy character.
Yes.
The wheeled Stormbringer.
Because of his nose, huh?
Sure. I know his white hair and his pale skin.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the Harley thing where she's like made a big hammer.
Oh, yeah.
I never really I guess, yeah, of course, Harley Quinn's favorite weapon is that big stupid red hammer that she's got. But like that always felt like sort of a joke to me.
Yeah.
Like that's a Joker, like a gag weapon or something. But to have her make like an actual threatening hammer with a car battery on the bottom of it that can knock down impervious doors, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. An actual mechanical device, not just a big doofy hammer. You always expect it to go doing when it bounces off something.
Yeah. I want to probably sit down at some point soon and read Absolute Batman in a long run, because I'll bet I'm missing out on a lot of things. From issue to issue, they're so bombastic and they're so action packed. I'd like to get some of the character development one after another rather than with a month between them.
Yeah, that'd be a fun read. And yeah, same thing. I forget details because like in this one, I was like, okay, when was Bruce in jail? Is he in jail right now? Wait a minute. When did that happen?
Yeah. Well, Roman, Absolute Batman number 20. I've got a score. Do you have a score in mind?
Sure.
All right. What do you got?
I'm going to give it an absolute 9.5.
Roman. That's what I was going to give it to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep, absolutely 9.5.
I'm even excited about the Absolute Green Arrow preview in the back of it. I'm looking forward to that too.
That book has a lot of heat on it. Like a lot of people are discussing it. It sounds like it might be a huge release, because I think if we read Absolute Evil about a year and a half ago, I think Green Arrow got killed, right? So this is like some sort of zombie Green Arrow. I just hope he's not a giant mech with a tiny Green Arrow dude inside of him.
No, that would be silly.
That would be silly.
But that explains why it shows him in the background, and he does look like some kind of monster face. So okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, Roman.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should move away from. There's another Batman comic I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about it sandwiched up against this one because I would get confused, and maybe our readers would also. Let's talk about this other book that came out this week, Hidden Springs #1 from Dark Horse Comics, written by Rob Williams with art by Nil Vendrell, colors by Berta Sastre.
I love the Vendrell and Sastre team.
Do you?
I think they're just fun names to say.
Okay. I thought maybe I was missing something, and that was a classic team that I didn't know. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
This follows a broken down, like a senior's home van that has broken down in the woods, and all the seniors are out walking through the woods for some reason. Like they left the car and they're wandering around, and they all have different personalities and different infirmities. One of them's having a hard time with his memory. One of them's like this old out of shape rock and roll dude. And then a kaiju lands in the middle of the forest, and it sort of takes one of them over and starts talking through them, and it's just like wreaking havoc in the forest, and we're getting really kind of goofy interactions between all the people. I know it's kind of poor form to compare a comic creator's creation to another creator, but I think that if you like Kyle Starks, I think you would dig this because it's got a similar like big cast, similar kind of simplified art style, and big stupid fun concept.
Yeah, and with a touch of horror to it. Yeah, I think that's a apt comparison. And it's kind of cool because the way they slowly reveal through the dialogue that this is these seniors they're at a special senior home that's for ex-celebrities, actors, and rockers.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because the one guy's an actor, the woman with the eye patch is a former film director, the rock and roll Ozzy Osbourne type guy, and I forget what the black dude what he used to do.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 4 issues, which I probably would have guessed if you'd asked me when we started talking about it, because it feels like a 4-issue Dark Horse series. The peril here seems to be coming from the one page at the end when the army is on the way, instead of from the monster itself, at least to our cast of characters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the monster is pretty innocuous so far. It's just because it's so gigantic that's causing a problem.
And it wants its kid.
Yeah.
Or it is the kid. No, it wants its kid, right?
Yeah, I think it wants its kid.
It is the kid.
This is the kid. And they're worried that the mother's going to come for it. Oh, and the black guy was a former stand-up comedian, hit albums, hit movies, civil rights champion in the late 60s.
Okay.
And now he's all kind of bitter and quick to be offended.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of character work that has to happen in this, because we've got 5 or 6 main characters, plus a couple of side characters, and like getting all of them sort of introduced to us, and like even the jerks you kind of like, Yeah, I thought it was really good. I don't know. I don't know that I would have picked it up if I hadn't had outside sources saying that I should check it out, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Because I only picked it up. I didn't hear anything about it, didn't know anything about it. I picked it up because of the cover and the title. I thought maybe it was a Japanese monster movie, like set in Japanese onsen and Suicide Forest or something, and it's totally not that, except for the giant monster. But I'm really glad that I picked it up because of that monster.
So you picked up this comic because it had a giant monster on the cover.
Yeah,
because you're into that.
A big old sluggy kaiju. Well, not really sluggy. I don't know what you call it. Kind of a combination of slug and a water bear. Kaiju with glowing green eyes.
Brian Garside's in the chat, and he says it looks very Xander Cannon.
Oh,
Xander Cannon, who did Kaiju Max and the recent Sleep comic. Brian, that's interesting that you say that, because just before this podcast, I was reading Kaiju Max, and I was talking to Roman about it before we started recording. So, yeah, you're totally right. It looks Xander Cannoni.
Yeah,
Xander Cannoni.
Cannonesque.
Xander Cannonesque.
Cannoli.
Xander S. Cannoni.
Yeah,
I played bass for those guys in high school. Okay, Roman. What kind of score would you give this Hidden Springs #1?
Well, let's see. That's a tough one. 8.5.
You know what? That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say 8.5 too. So 8.5 from Roman and 8.5 from Django for Hidden Springs #1. Xander-esque Cannonian. Yeah. Roman. Okay. We don't have a ton of comics to talk about here today, but let's jump to another book that we both read. Innards.
The Innards.
#1 from Ignition Press, written by Rob Guillory and drawn by Sam Lotfi. Tell us about this, please.
Well, it was funny when this started off. It kind of reminded me of Josh Dysart's recent #1 book. Just because we got a group of, well, they're not scientists, they're miners, but they're using this high-tech teleportation system to beam themselves down under the earth, and I think it's the earth, into this planet to mine this material that's is the only thing they can use as a power source in this. I don't know if it's a near future, far future, but the earth has been totally messed up, just almost destroyed, and there's no power anymore except for this power source that I forget what they call it now.
Lucifum. And it's set maybe 3 generations after the nukes hit. I don't think that they say specifically that it's Earth, but it's, like this kid's grandpa was around before the nukes hit.
Okay,
he got real hardcore after that.
And they're all human, or at least humanoid. The one of them looks like one of the dwarves from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems to maybe have something supernatural going on as well.
Because they get down there and there's something inside the Lucifum, or maybe guarding the Lucifum. We're not quite sure.
Yeah, and people are like disappearing or dying, maybe legitimately, maybe kind of ghostly deaths. So this is Rob Guillory, who wrote drew Chew, and wrote and drew Farmhand, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, Farmhand.
Yeah. So he's got a pretty good pedigree of doing cool, sort of goofy sci-fi stories. I thought the world here was pretty well set up. I thought that the art in the mines was pretty claustrophobic, kind of exactly what you want out of that situation. And just like the character designs and the drawings, I thought were really good. Kind of cartoony, kind of grotesque body proportions, but pretty cool. The hologram scene where he's talking to his pregnant girlfriend or wife has a really cool, like 3D image of her coming out of the hologram that I thought was super cool.
Yeah, the little details like that, the world building in here is really good. I thought it was pretty cool. Their way teleporting down into the Earth was pretty cool. Their mining tools are neat. There's some stuff that's details on their miner suits that I was like, well, what does that do? Because they've got like one guy here toward the end has like little red glowing minerals or something hanging off tendrils on his suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do those do? Is that just for light? What is that? Or is it some kind of mystical protection?
Well, and I don't think he has them earlier on. So
no, I didn't notice them on other
or maybe
people.
he does. Maybe they're just not colored red. Yeah, I don't know. It's there's some cool stuff going on there. Like
there is
definitely a world that's being built.
Yeah. Though to answer Paul Baranek's question, there isn't a little guy in its innards. No big robot in this so far. But you never know.
Man, that, yep, man bat. If you look at the cover, and I don't think we really got this from the interior, there's a baby in that Lucifum.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what does that mean? What?
I don't know.
What's the deal? Is there some race going to replace us inside these minerals?
It could be, or is it like mining madness that's overtaking this guy?
Oh, mining
because there's that other character who seems to have some sort of underground Pandorum situation going on.
Yeah.
And the preview for the next issue's cover looks awesome too. Just like a dude covered in like kneeling in a bunch of blood with skeletons with a sort of red mineral crown hanging above his head. So I get the feeling that this is not gonna stay sci-fi, and I'll bet that it turns kind of more satanic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. I was wondering if this dude on the next issue cover is the weird dude that's with the morning party now, the guy that's got a touch of madness in him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool stuff. So Ignition, Innards, number 1. You got a score?
Give it an 8.
An 8.
An 8.
Roman gives it an 8. I'm going to give it a 7.5. The first time that we've diverged so far tonight, Roman.
Oh, wow.
Or today, if you're listening to this first thing in the morning. I don't know when you listen to us.
Maybe it's the first time we've diverged all week even.
Oh, could be. None of anybody's business.
Nope.
Roman, I want to talk about a comic that only I read.
Oh, okay.
And then I want you to do the same.
Oh.
I wish that you had read this. It's a book called Excommunicated.
Oh, cool cover.
From Vault, and it's written by Jeremy Robinson with Tiago Palma on art and Manuel J. Rodriguez coloring it. This follows a nun who's very devoutly praying in the church, and she gets a call from the priest who is doing an exorcism, and she shows up and things go poorly, and the priest and the guy that's getting exorcised die. And you know that they're dead because of a panel where she's walking out of the room and they both have sheets over them, but their feet are not covered, which I think is the universal sign of that guy's dead.
Yep. They've expired.
And then she gets kicked out of the church, and one of her priest friends is like, "Hey, I got you an Airbnb. A friend of mine has an Airbnb. Go stay in it." And he sends her to a really nice Airbnb. And then she gets naked and hangs out in the shower and then attacked by somebody. And it's weird, right? Because you shouldn't think that a nun is super sexy. And she's not a nun by then. By the time she gets naked in the shower, she's not a nun. So it's fine, everybody. But I don't know. It was a little bit leery. But also the art is awesome. It's got kind of, man, I don't even know who to compare it to, but it's like it's an artist that I would have expected to have had on my radar by now. And I've never seen them, but just like cool kind of cartoony people yelling at people, really nice colors. It feels a little bit like a Bad Idea book, which, you know, a lot of those have really good art. There's this really nice color shot of her in the cab after she's been excommunicated. Yeah, and there's like, you know, there's this big bad demon that is the bad guy of the story. And I think that, you know, he's the one controlling the exorcism and this person who attacks her when she's in the shower. Yeah, I you know, it's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of I don't know, like Catholic exorcist demon stories sometimes get a little bit wiggly for me, kind of like cosmic stories, but I thought this was really cool. And I'm gonna try to remember to read the next issue. So
cool.
Yeah, as a setup, it doesn't waste any time. You know, sometimes we talk about I wish we had 2 issues of this instead of 1 issue, because you only get to you don't get to the turn, or you don't get to the gimmick of the story until the 2nd issue. This one gives us the full setup and the twist, and I'm looking forward to more. So 8.0 from me for Excommunicated #1.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. It sounds really cool, and I like that kind of setup. And, you know, Django, it's okay to
don't do it.
Thoughts about
Roman?
I mean, there's a whole subgenre of films, nunsploitation, that are just dealing with, you know, sexy nuns and horror nuns and slasher nuns.
Like there's some point in here where like they make a point of saying, well, you're not a nun anymore. And then like 3 pages later, she's naked in the shower. And yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. It just felt very convenient that she didn't take a shower before she went to the exorcism.
God kept her clean before.
Somebody didn't want to go to hell. The writer. Roman, is there a comic that you want to talk about that you think I probably didn't read?
Well, did you read Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day #1?
I did not, but I think you should probably tell us about it.
All right. Well, for some reason, I mean, I'm just curious why Marvel editorial or somebody was like, you know, we need to revisit Brand New Day and tell some new stories in that storyline from however many years ago.
That was like mostly maligned, right?
Mostly maligned, yeah. Is it just because they're trying to? Because this is the next Spider-Man movie called Brand New Day.
Oh, I think it is. Right? Yeah, yeah.
So is that just the only reason to do this, to kind of try to connect to the movie?
It's a pretty good reason.
Yeah. I mean, business wise, yeah. But yeah, these are untold stories from those days of Brand New Day, apparently. And what was cool is I opened it up, and the very first page, and I couldn't find credits that listed who did the opening page, because I thought it was maybe now I'm blanking on his name. Did Daredevil with Mark Waid,
Samney?
Yeah, but it's not.
It does look a little bit like Chris Samney, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it's not. So
I would think if you had Chris Samney on the book, you would let him do the cover, because this cover doesn't look anything like that interior.
No, and it's kind of jarring, because then that's the only page of that art, and then it gets into the regular story with the Kingpin. Spider-Man's confronting the Kingpin, and just, you know, and the Kingpin's freaked out because he's like, "What happened? Because I knew your identity, and now I can't picture your real face or think of the name. What's happened?" And it's because, you know, Mephisto, he made that. Or no, after I'm trying to remember Brand New Day itself, because Doctor Strange, Peter went to him, and Doctor Strange cast a spell that made everyone on the Earth apparently forget Spider-Man's real identity after it was revealed.
Right.
and luckily the story reminded me of that because I couldn't remember how people didn't know it anymore. So yeah, this is just set right in there. In fact, on the splash page, here's that same artist. It's got the Spectacular Spider-Man. And
that's nice.
And this was his brand new day. So that's what we have for this story. And then we get into Spidey's fighting the eel. I mean, it's got a lot of classic like goofball Marvel stuff like the eel, Shocker's in here. The Punisher shows up. So it's all your typical classic Spider-Man stuff. Get an introduction, I guess, the first time Peter Parker meets Bailey Riggs, who Bailey Riggs later becomes Spider-Boy.
Okay.
And this is the untold tale of their first meeting and get to know each other. And surprise, surprise, they don't like each other. Because Aunt May makes Peter like teach some kids science at the Feast Hunger Center, and Bailey's a kid there because his home life is kind of messed up.
Nice.
And then Mr. Negative shows up and gets into bad stuff, and then the Punisher shows up, and it's just goofy Marvel kind of mid-tier fun. But the coolest thing, and I'm going to ruin the end of this issue, because I think the Punisher looks really cool, all Mr. Negative eyes.
Oh, Mr. Negative Punisher. Yeah. That's pretty rad.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Man, Marvel's doing everything they can to back away from that logo. They're even inverting it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so is it worth reading? What do you give it? Have you been reading the other Brand New Day stories? What do you think of Spider-Man? Is Mr. Negative a pretty cool guy? Are you looking forward to the movie? What about Kingpin? Do you think Punisher should have had a one-shot TV show, or should he have had another whole series? Are you watching the new Daredevil? Tell us about it, Roman.
Let's see. If I go backwards, no, yes, sure. Actually, I just watched Punisher One Last Kill last night, actually.
How was that? Well, wait, don't give me a score on that. Give me a score on this, and then tell me about the Punisher One Last Kill, because I haven't watched that yet either.
Oh, okay. I would give this like a 7.5. It's not necessary, but if you like Spidey and classic Spidey stuff, it's fun.
7.5 sounds worth reading.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It wasn't bad at all. And Mr. Negative, I mean, I never really care about him until he shows up. I kind of forget that he exists, and then he shows up and he's like, oh, he just looks so cool visually. And like he did with the Punisher here, when he takes you over, you look cool visually.
Right.
Because stuff that's in the negative just looks cool.
That's exactly what Nate McGarry Myers says in the comments.
Oh yeah.
Negative art is always cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great name.
You guys are right. Yeah. Okay, so have you read any of the other Brand New Day stuff?
Is there more new Brand New Day besides this right now?
I guess I don't know for sure. It might not be out yet, but this isn't the only thing that they're doing, I don't think.
Okay, I think.
But you just answered my question.
Yeah, because I assume this was the first of like a plethora of Brand New Day untold stories.
Okay, so before we move on to more comics, what did you think of the Punisher One Last Kill?
Also something that's kind of unnecessary, just because if you saw Punisher season 1 and 2, it doesn't really add anything to that. I think it's a jumping on point for people that maybe haven't seen the previous Netflix Punisher show. Because it works in retelling his origin, and that Frank's all messed up, and he's a killing machine, and he rededicates himself to being the Punisher in this, which he already did at the end of season 2. But it's John Barenthal, and he is so great as the Punisher. I mean, his portrayal. Yeah, he kind of works in like the best of, I don't know, Garth Ennis and Jason Aaron's Punisher runs, and he portrays that. So it's worth watching because it's him.
Okay, all right, and it's just a TV show, right? Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's just a special. It's a little less than an hour. It's like 55 minutes or something.
Nice. I started the Daredevil Born Again. I'm one episode in, and it hasn't hooked me yet. So I'm gonna give it a couple more before I bail and keep doing other things. But speaking of bail, Roman, do you know what we're gonna do?
Yes.
We're gonna talk about Barbara Gordon Breakout. and how I don't think that she really wants to have any bail. I don't think she needs bail, because she's going to clearly break out, right?
Yeah. Just like that Scorpion song, the classic Scorpion song.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about that all week. You love that. You love that song.
I love the Scorpions. I saw, actually I didn't see them live. I was about to see them live at like Monsters of Rock 1988 or thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to the Scorpion set, they come out, they did like one song or maybe only halfway through a song. Some jabroni threw a like disposable camera at them. And I don't know if he meant to or not, but he hit Klaus Meine, the lead singer, in the face.
Uh-huh.
And so he was like, shit. And they left. They were like, screw this. We're not doing our set. So then we like stood out there like on the, where was the Kingdom floor for like an hour and a half waiting for the next band to like, get it together and suddenly come out early.
Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't see the Scorpions.
Well, speaking of the Scorpions and Bale, Barbara Gordon Breakout. This follows last week's issue of Batman where what's his name? Super old guy. Vandal
Gordon?
Savage.
Oh, Vandal Savage. Okay.
is the police commissioner, and he sent people after the Bat family and all of their safe houses. And apparently the plan all along was for Barbara Gordon to get arrested and put into, I think is it still Blackgate, or it was Blackgate, but now it's something even worse. Supermax. And through this story, written by Mariko Tamaki, by the way, who has written some of my favorite Bat adjacent books, art by Amansi Nulpan. We're told that this was all part of the plan, and Barbara is in the prison to solve the mystery of why her dad's friends keep getting killed. People on the good side who get arrested and put in this Supermax keep getting killed. I thought this was a fun comic, but the more I think about it, do you ever see Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix? The what's his name?
The Shyamalan film,
M. Night Shyamalan movie, where I was watching it and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! I like the acting. I don't like the actors. I don't like that one actor, everybody, but I like the acting in it. I liked what was going on, like the plot. Everything was super fun. And then as soon as I left, I started poking holes in it, and I was like, "Wait, this is maybe the worst thought out movie I've ever seen. Like this is ridiculous and stupid." Like, for one, why are they putting like DAs? The ADA was arrested on corruption charges and put into a Supermax. Why would you put a pencil pusher into a Supermax? And of course they have to know that it's Vandal Savage doing this, right?
Yeah.
They don't need to solve a mystery. They know who done it.
Yeah, I don't understand what exactly the mystery is. I mean,
yeah. So like as I'm flipping through it and talking about it, little bits and pieces are not really making sense to me. But I like the storytelling. I like the way that they're setting it up, and the prison setting and everything. Yeah, like what, other than just being a whiny little butt like I am, what did you think, Roman?
Well, no, I agree with your whines. And I feel the same. I like a good prison story. I mean, I just saw a movie yesterday called Waste Man. It's a new British film about a guy in a nasty prison there, and he's getting close. He's like within a week of being released because prisons are overcrowded there too, and this guy's a low offender. But then he gets this horrible cellmate, and things escalate. Anyway, so I like that kind of story. It was a great prison movie. It's destined to be a future prison movie classic. But yeah, this one I was like, I mean, I like it. I like the storytelling, like you said. I like the art. it's fun to see Barbara Gordon do her thing, but I was also kept on having to push out of my head, well, why is this the plan? Why does she have to infiltrate the prison? Because yeah, they know Vandal Savage is just, like Trump, trying to get rid of his enemies and lock them away. Well, they'll get knifed, they'll get shivved or something. So they already know that. So why does she have to go in? All of the Bat family are just like everybody. They're all part of the Justice League. I kept on having to push out of my head, why don't they call for their Justice League buddies to help them? Why not send Mr. Miracle in here? And he's the escape artist.
Yeah. Well, he'd have to break in.
Yeah. But I like Barbara, right away, like makes enemies with one of the leader of the tough girl gang in the prison. Gets in a fight with them. I kept wondering how come Barbara's glasses don't get broken, because that would really mess you up. You get glasses broken and shards in your eye. But I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm curious where it's going, even if I don't really understand why it's going anywhere.
Well, Roman, she's not wearing her glasses through most of this.
Oh right, yeah, her glasses do.
Her glasses got broken when she got arrested, and then it takes a couple days for her to get new ones, it looks like.
Yeah, that must be what happened. Yeah, because she doesn't have them there, but then she does have them at lunch or whatever meal they're at.
I would kind of like to see something like this where one of the running gags, kind of like a crime noir, where the hero's always got to get punched in the nose a handful of times. Where just like by the end of the issue, she needs new glasses.
Yeah.
Or what was that? Did you ever watch Future Man?
That sounds familiar.
Just a raunchy half-hour comedy about like a dude bouncing around in time and creating more problems than he solves. But it took me about 2 seasons to realize that in every single episode, there's some excuse for him to get new clothes. So there's like, just for some reason, he has to do an outfit change by the end of every single episode. And it's really silly. And like a joke that I don't think that they really point at. You just kind of got to discover it on your own.
Yeah.
I think the art in this is really cool. Other than the one picture of Vandal Savage, which is a little weird jaw, but the fight scenes I think are really good. I like the angles. The paneling is interesting. Just generally like fun and it makes sense, even though it's a good amount of action in this. Okay.
Do you have any guesses for the
cliffhanger?
The cliffhanger.
Man, the cliffhanger is like she's washing her hands for a long time and she hears tick, 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 screech. And then somebody says, and she makes that face like the classic comic book, oh my gosh, what am I looking at, right before the writers change and somebody else has to decide who it is.
Yeah.
And then she says, no, I've got no idea. Is it the Joker?
I don't know. I have no clue, no idea either.
I kind of hope it's not the Joker, but I don't know who else she really has that would be super scary to her.
No, but I can't remember. In Vandal Savage's Gotham, is Arkham still housing all the insane criminals?
I don't know. Maybe they moved people to the Supermax.
Or do they put them out here?
Super villains in the Supermax.
Yeah, along with all the like DAs and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I love the way they, speaking of the Supermax prison, I assume we've seen this before, but I don't remember it. It's just this big, ominous, it's like Alcatraz, except multiplied, like 15 times. It's these 2 giant blocks of concrete out in the bay. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like that one in Marvel, right?
Oh yeah, their prison that's out in the bay.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember what it's called.
Okay. I feel kind of bad because I want to like this more. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm also definitely going to keep reading it because I want to see what happens. I want to see who that weird cliffhanger, that abrupt cliffhanger is. Yeah. Like I want to know more. What kind of score would you give it?
Yeah, I think I'll go with a 7 as well. I really liked the Batman issue leading up to this, introducing this plot line. I liked it more, and I wish this was, as good as that. But I'm going to keep reading it.
Yeah.
Got to see how this ends up and what Barbara does.
All right, Roman. I feel like we're kind of closing in on it. I think we should probably talk about that other DC book that came out.
Which one?
The Fury of Firestorm #2.
One of my favorite puppy sleeve superheroes.
Tell me why you like Firestorm so much. Does this have anything to do with your childhood and the same reason that you like the Hulk, or is there more going on here?
I think it's probably mostly childhood, because I still remember, like, I think it was a summer day when my mom bought me issue of Fury of Firestorm Volume 1, number 1, the first appearance of Firestorm.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, because of the cover, I mean, look at Firestorm's costume. I thought he was one of the new gods with the flame coming off his head and everything, and that Jack Kirby looking costume.
Yeah.
And then I remember reading it, and I was like, wow, this guy's like Peter Parker. I mean, he was a high schooler in that first issue. Mm-hmm. This guy's like Peter Parker, except a jock that gets superpowers, but his head space is shared by basically Reed Richards. Right. So I was like, wow, it's Peter Parker and Reed Richards together in the same
one
new
body.
god's body. That's
okay.
Awesome.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so this is Jeff Lemire and Rafael de la Torre. This feels like a mashup of other comics and media that we've had recently. Mm-hmm. I think the first issue felt like that more than this one. This one is mostly kind of flashback, and giving us the history of Firestorm, which seems like kind of a funny thing to do for a 6-issue series, with a pretty established character.
Yeah.
And then at the end we get, I guess, the Justice League showing up, or something like the Justice League. Is that Supergirl's actual current costume? Because it feels like early 2000s Supergirl model to me.
Yeah, and I can't remember, because I think in their current series, I think she has like blue leggings or something, and
yeah, I think it's a lot more modest.
Yeah, and here she has the red, like, thigh-high boots, I guess they are. Mm-hmm. But that's also not Martian Manhunter's current costume either.
Oh yeah, he's got the big old wiener cover.
Yeah.
Huh. Like a Roman centurion who's showing off. Yeah. Okay, so tell me why I should like this more than I do, even though it feels a lot like a mashup of Jenny Sparks and WandaVision to me.
Oh, yeah, it does those two, and the usual. The premise is, I mean, it's kind of the usual, like they do with Captain Atom, like every decade or so. It's like, oh no, he's going nuts and he's going to destroy everyone because
that was the Jenny Sparks book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he's basically Dr. Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was kind of like, oh, but what's different for me about this is that the Firestorm Matrix itself, which is what they refer to, that combines Ronnie Raymond's consciousness with Martin Stein's, and they're talking to each other in Ronnie's head, Firestorm's head. For the first time, they've said the Matrix itself is sentient and dangerous without Ronnie or Martin, without human beings influencing it.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, well, that's different. They haven't done that before with Firestorm, right, or maybe any other DC characters. I'm not sure. It's usually a human that's been elevated to God status and then God's nuts.
Okay.
This is just a completely non-human thing in a humanoid body.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this issue 2 is the most Firestorm I've ever read in a row.
Okay.
So I didn't know that was a reveal, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because before it's always just been Stein and Robbie in Firestorm body, which I think is mostly based on Robbie's. And there was nothing else going on there except for, well, one time when they were combined with a Russian dude who also got into the Matrix too, but that's a whole nother thing.
Okay, so you got a score for it?
Yeah, I was trying to remember something I wanted to mention. Oh, it's just cool when this page is cool. I like pages like this.
Oh yeah, do you like it because it's sideways or because its panels getting broken up?
The panel's getting broken up.
Okay, I'll agree with that. If you were going to say you liked it because it was sideways, I would argue with you.
No, sideways comics don't bother me like they do you, but I would rather not have them if I can avoid it.
Nice.
Yeah. I would give this. Let's get to the end here. I want to see the ending again. All right, it's Justice League showed up.
But also a really cool painted picture of Firestorm in the middle there. Like that's a intimidating shot.
Yeah, that was impressive. I'm going to give this an 8.
An 8.
I'm very intrigued by this comic.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 7.5. And I'm going to keep reading it because I feel like there's something that's not clicking for me and I want it to. And I'd like to say that our store staff member, Jake, gave it an 8.25.
Oh, wow.
And if you track Jake's scores, that's an exceptionally positive score from him.
Wow.
He doles out high scores very judiciously. So, cool. Well, do you have anything else you want to talk about? We're bumping up on an hour here.
Next time I see Jake, I got to talk to him about Firestorm. What do we want to do? Do we want to do Ultimate Endgame?
We could do Ultimate Endgame. So in the olden days, you used to talk about how you gave something a 10 and you kind of graded things on a curve. Did you have a 10 this week?
Boy, I haven't had a 10 yet.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Ultimate Endgame.
Wow, dude, I don't think I have a 10 this week, actually.
Poor comics.
Wow, yeah. Bummer.
Poor comics. Okay, Ultimate Endgame number 4, right?
Yep, number 4.
This is by Dennis Camp, and I don't have mine in front of me, Roman. I don't know where I put it. So who drew it?
Where's the credits? Terry and Rachel Dotson, Outside the Dome. Jonas Scarf, Inside the Dome.
Okay. So this is the second to last issue of Ultimate Endgame, which kind of the second to last issue of the Ultimate Universe, potentially, right?
Yeah.
They killed Spider-Man recently in one of these Ultimate battles. I don't remember if it was in the last issue of this or if it was in the Spider-Man comic, but Peter Parker seems to be dead. They even talk about how they can't bring him back in this issue. Yeah. This is a lot of battle happening on each page and kind of hard to track. I still enjoyed it, but I was just kind of surfing in the waves of battle and spoken word and squishy powers of the Maker who's talking in Dr. Doom's ear, even though nobody else can see it, and Doom is resisting, and I can't tell if Doom is talking out loud or like lots of weirdo squishy stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't realize that nobody else could see Doom talking to him. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why aren't they attacking him? He's right there next to Doom.
Yeah. Brian in the chat says the Ultimate Universe seems to be going out with a whimper. I wish that they had just given us like a big fat final battle instead of giving us 4 months of slow leaked out final battle.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's publishing reasons behind it and creative reasons and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I'm having a really hard time tracking the end of this stuff too, Brian. And I would say this was a good comic, just a little muddled and rushed and also stretched out all at the same time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do wish they had just, because that's what we all expected. That's what I wanted, to just like some big old, make it a double-sized Ultimate blowout issue. then the end. Because I'm forgetting things. There was great, I guess for me, there was great character moments in this, like the stuff with Black Panther and the decision he makes in this, which totally makes sense for him to do. But the
Right.
other characters are all like, "Oh crap!"
Please don't.
Yeah, and the stuff with Captain America, that was shocking. But yeah, I was confused by the stuff with Doom and the Maker and the giant Maker head, MODOK Maker head, whatever.
I really like that head. It's like
I
the
like it.
citadel rising up in the middle of the city.
Yeah, I like the visual of it. I wasn't quite sure sometimes of its function, but
Yeah.
I like the shitty, crappy Captain Britain that's such a colonialist. And
Yeah.
but yeah, overall, it's like, why is every time this shows up, I'm like, what? This is still happening. Okay, I thought it was done.
What did you think of Captain America having his shield cut in half and his hand cut off, and then saying it's just a flesh wound? Because all I could think of was the knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah,
and then by extension, that game that Jeff is playing right now that has the knight that looks just like that.
The knights that say knee.
Yeah. The knight that Jeff has been playing, it looks like a knight who says knee.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. At least the bumper sticker on the back of his car where he's worshiping the sun looks like that.
Oh, okay. I did think that was a little odd for Cap to make a Monty Python the Holy Grail reference, because I don't know, I can't picture Steve Rogers watching that.
Right.
or I could picture him watching and being like, I don't know, that's funny. What?
Yeah, you jamokes think this is funny?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, this is no Jimmy Durante. Come on.
Yeah, super weird issue. There's only one issue left in this story, or in this series. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if the Maker collapses everything in on itself, and that's just like, that's it for the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that?
I think so, but haven't they already announced that there's like coming up a few months from now, there's going to be some new Ultimate Universe, or some of these characters are going to still be around somehow?
They might take my shop owner card away from me if I say I don't know. I try to live in the Marvel universe, at least. I try to live on release day rather than looking ahead, which is probably really stupid from a retailer point of view. But I don't pay attention to advanced solicits on Marvel stuff specifically. So I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. No, I stopped doing that too, just for that reason, because I was like, oh, I just want to try and still somehow go at it from a fan perspective and have some surprises.
Well, I don't think that I could give a Dennis Camp book less than an 8.0. And I'm going to give this one an 8.0. Because I really like that guy. And this is a total mess, and he somehow pulls it off and gives us something linear to read.
Yeah, I like the vision. I like the Ultimate Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, you're right. I'll give it an 8.0. What the hell? I was going to go lower, but there's enough moments.
How can you? It's such a culmination of 2 years of this stuff that Dennis Camp has been writing. Like the Guardians issue of the comic, like he set this table very meticulously to have all this stuff pay off. There's just a lot of dominoes falling at the same time here.
Yeah,
it's noisy.
It'd be fun to see like however he does it, his planning, his like plot graphs or something.
His murder board.
Yeah,
totally. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. And thanks for hanging out with us. I am not Jeff, but if you'd like to contribute to the podcast and send us an email or a voicemail, you can send that to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. That'll get to Jeff, who is normally here. And you can send us a message. Tell us what you think of comics. Ask us a question like Will did. I don't know. I'll tell you a secret about those things that when you send us something, it's very rare that anybody screens it. So when we read it out loud, it's live on the show, and it's the first time any of us have ever seen it. When you send us an audio track, it's the first time any of us have ever heard it. So if you want to mess with us, keep in mind that we want this to keep showing up when people are on YouTube. I don't care about the monetization, but I'd like to not get totally delisted for whatever you send in. Brian is asking, how's that new email coming along? You must have it by now. Brian, this is the new email. The new email is jeff@thecomicsplace.com. I don't know what you thought it was before. We updated it and made it better. This is a new and improved jeff@thecomicsplace.com. So send us a message. Another little peek behind the curtain here. We have this on our calendar as a standing date for Jeff, Roman, and Django to get together on Friday night at 7 p.m. Almost always it's more like Sunday night at about 7:30. So, if you're on YouTube, hit the bell. I think it tells you when something is going to go live. I don't really know. Did I say Sunday? I don't know, man.
Yeah, you said Sunday.
Subscribe to it. Subscribe to us, like us. We've doubled our listenership according to our metrics here, and we were at 6 people at one point today. So thank God for the audio version of this. And I have been Django.
I've been Roman.
Keep watching these guys. I just wish I could hit the right buttons in the right order. Just be awesome. Well timed. I'd like it to,
It's all great. I mean, Craig Mueller says he likes the spontaneity. So there we go.
You know what I like, Craig? I like the gong.